Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Now, let's have a look at some of the stocks on the move today here in Europe. I'm Caroline Hepker, and I'm joined by Bloomberg reporter Kit Rees. Kit, good to speak to you. There are some stocks trading today. It's a holiday-shortened day, and quite a number of European markets are closed for the whole day anyway. But BP is moving. They ousted their CEO last week, and we've got some fresh news today. What's been happening?
Yes, so we're getting a little bit of M&A news this morning. So BP has agreed to sell a majority stake in its Castrol business to Stonepeak Partners. So Castrol, it makes lubricants for autos and industries, and it has also been developing a liquid cooling technology for use in AI data centers. So BP will raise around $6 billion for a 65% stake in the group, and it looks like the deal will be completed by the end of next year. So it's been a really busy year for BP. As you mentioned, they're replacing their CEO after just 2 years in the job. And it's really come under pressure from an activist investor, Elliott, to pivot back towards fossil fuels after a not particularly successful foray into renewables. So it's also struggled because the oil price has been very volatile. So if I'm looking at the shares, they're up about 0.4% this morning. So not a huge move. But overall, it's part of this divestment strategy, part of its efforts to restructure and refocus on things like oil and gas. The shares are up 10% this year, and they've really underperformed the Stock 600 energy sector's 20% gain. So there's still quite a long way to go, but it's a move in the right direction.
Interesting. So that's BP. Meanwhile, the French drug maker Sanofi making a bet against vaccine fatigue. How are they doing that?
Yeah, definitely. So they're buying Dynavax Technology for $2.2 billion, which would give it exposure to the adult immunization market. So Dynavax has this hepatitis B vaccine that's already marketed in the US, and also an experimental shingles inoculation, which is in early human testing. So, the vaccine business, it's really struggled. Sanofi has really struggled with this, given that the sales of flu vaccines have declined in the last quarter. There's also growing competition in Europe, which has kind of pushed down prices, and fewer people are getting vaccinated in the US. But overall, it's an interesting bet. The shares are down very slightly this morning, which could be because the FDA has rejected Sanofi's experimental multiple sclerosis drug, which it's been taken as a bit of a negative this morning. But overall, it's an interesting bet, as you say, on the vaccine market, and we'll just see how it kind of develops for them.
Okay, so that's on Sanofi. Meanwhile, gold, silver and platinum. No, it's not a new nativity hymn. It's about mining stocks. Tell us more, Kit.
These metals have seen an absolutely stunning rally this year, and yeah, they're all at record highs today. So this really boosts the companies that get these metals out of the ground. Stocks like Fresnillo, they're up 420% this year. It mines silver. Hochschild, Endeavour also way up over 100% this year. There's a lot of safe haven appeal for precious metals miners, and we're seeing tensions in Venezuela between the Ukraine and Russia, which boosts the appeal of these kind of assets. And with copper, it's also just soaring. There's worries over tighter supply next year, and also the metal is used in new technology, especially in things like electrification and in data centers, which are obviously key for powering the artificial intelligence. And so the basic resources sector, it's up about 26% this year in Europe. It's one of the top performing sectors in Europe this year, and we've seen companies like Antofagasta shares up over 100%. It has a copper mine in Chile. Anglo American up 29%. So the big question will be, can these stocks sustain these gains into next year? So we'll have to see how these trades pan out. But overall, the precious metals just keep on flying.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.